Good afternoon, everybody joining us here at the World Championships on the Gold Coast. We've got a cracking match coming up, the first of the Anzac Test this Worlds with New Zealand against Australia. The first time these two countries have played all comp, and so we've got a couple more Anzac Tests coming up in the other divisions. But both these teams, it's going to be a good test for them. It's going to really show who we expect to, possibly make the final at the back end of the comp. New Zealand, similar results so far, Arnie, to Australia. Both a couple wins and a loss to France yesterday. They've both lost in close games to France, so this is going to be a great cracking match.
Yeah, hi Benno. Thank you for helping us in the commentary and joining you for the first time. I'm looking forward to it. I was asking before who and where were the positions at the last Worlds to see what we're looking at, and you mentioned that France won the Masters women and Australia came second. New Zealand weren't there, so curious to see where the New Zealand team and how they're going. I'll just make the list. The list have come up. Number 10, Angela Whiteman. Number 6, Bridget Cassidy. Number 2, Julia Simone. Number 9, Inga Van Dalen Van O's, Vice Captain. Jan Fay's number 7. Jane Neville-Wolfe is number 8. Jenny Catran, their speedster, number 3. Number 4, Kate Devaney. 12, Kelsey Miller. Lisa Thompson, number 5. 13, Rebecca Brosnan. And the ever-young captain, Zoe Firth, number 11. And you can go for the...
Oh, no worries. The Australian team lead. I think Alex Doherty, number 12, is sitting out. So we've got number 1, Andrea Van Essen. Number 7, Belinda Keeley. Number 4, Bronnie McKenzie, the vice-captain. Number 8, Dan Hunt. Number 6, Fiona Walsh. 11, the captain, Jane Gilligan. Number 13, Chucky Kirstine Reed. Number 10, the playing coach, Lena Plembeck. Number 5, Marion Kreza. Number 9, Megan Keppert. And number 2, Mel Patton. And yeah, just to touch on that point, Arnie, I think I've been informed, I saw somewhere that New Zealand Masters women haven't played at Worlds since the early 2000s, possibly 2002. So they're real unknown in terms of how this team's going to perform, but a lot of experience in this team. I'm sure you know a lot of the players from back in the day. They haven't necessarily
Zoe Firth, yes. When I was playing, she was playing, and she was a young puck back then. But it looks like she's the leader of this group.
Yeah, and not necessarily coming straight from the elite women's. I don't think a lot of these players came from the elite women's team in 2018, but a lot of experience, so it'll be really good. And we've actually got a Wollongong on Wollongong clash here. We've got an Australian who was born in New Zealand in the New Zealand Masters team, Julia Skimone, who's from Wollongong. So coming up against her Wollongong teammates Andrea and Marion, it'll be a very interesting clash.
And I think for their very first match, New Zealand, they did lose to, a very, very good French Masters women team, 3-1. But I've just heard Australia lost 2-1. But since they're a new team, there's going to be a lot of growth in the New Zealand team. And so this match should be very, very close. So the teams are ready and we're off. Great strike by number 12 from New Zealand. But the puck obviously went straight to Australia. And Australia now are trying to recycle possession. And they're doing a great job of building momentum up the wall, the right-hand side.
Yeah, we can see now Australia just pushing the Kiwis back into that back corner. And keeping them locked down the back corner until, probably don't need some subs this quickly in the game, but the opportunity is there close to the sub benches, do some big efforts and then sub out and get some fresh players in from the New Zealand team so they can make their way up the court. You see a foul being called against New Zealand, so they're under the pump very early. Oh, hang on, they changed the call. Not against New Zealand.
Against Australia.
Against Australia.
So New Zealand will have the puck 6 metres out deep in their left-hand side. And we'll see how everyone sets up. That's a real good move from the back line for WA, for Australia. But, they're going for a bit of a swim here, New Zealand. They've really stretched Aussie's defence.
A great switch there from Bronnie McKenzie, finding her forward, Fiona Walsh. Couldn't quite complete that swim to the far side of the court. As we can see, the backs now, Bronnie back down again. She's under a bit of pressure, but trying her best to clear it to the safety of the wall, and has some support there from Mel Patton, the Brisbane local. As you can see, Gigi swimming away with it, but it's been called back for a foul against New Zealand.
A good start by both teams, showing good impetus on both times when they managed to get numbers down and get a bit of speed into their legs and a bit of space. So that's a great sign.
Chucky there just losing possession of the puck, but halfback Lena was there to keep it going. And we see a good little drive here. Jane Gilling is in a bit of space, heading towards the goal. Got a Chucky on her right side, finding some support, double teaming the New Zealand backs. And Lena doing her best to hold onto the puck, but dispossessed by number 12.
That's a good
Kelsey
clear.
Miller. Good clear there.
Good clear by New Zealand. They've got their bodies in the right spot because Australia looked really good. They had their positioning perfect to score that goal. So well done, New Zealand.
Some fresh subs coming in from the New Zealand players. A flick forward, but nobody there. Now, good option by Bronnie McKenzie. Flicks it out wide to her off half. Megan, and they're just trying to get it back in the middle. Lena under a bit of pressure, but
I was about to say it's definitely showing already that Australia wants to play the middle of the court, and the Kiwis want to keep it on the wall. So yeah, it looks like Australia's parked dead centre, maybe 7-8 metres out, directly in front of goal.
Yeah, the Australians finding a lot of good options, aren't they, to bring it into the centre and getting a few passes together, but just those third and fourth passes in those phases of play not coming together for them by the time the Kiwis switch on. So they'll have to switch on to those open passes of play if they want to shut the Australians down.
The Kiwis are aware of Australia wanting to open, so I think their wide winger is always there to chop it off. And they have managed to do that and just stymie the movement by Australia.
Bridget Cassidy, the fullback, taking that free puck and not quite clear initially, but now they found some space down the sideline, some support.
This is a great movement by New Zealand, putting Australia in untold pressure, and the help is there for New Zealand, but Australia's got the possession, and I think there was an illegal stop by Australia. Yeah, hacking charge, so New Zealand now have it deep in Australia's defence, 6 metres out, tight on the right.
We'll see what strategy New Zealand employs to try and score a goal here as the fullback, Bridget Cassidy, flicks it into the stack, and she's still down, second effort, flicking it forward, but couldn't find one of her own players up front, although called back again.
Maybe a dangerous flick, I'm not too sure.
Illegal knockdown? Illegal knockdown.
Okay. There was a big flick, so it must have been caught an arm or something and dropped down, and I was concerned it might have been a bit close to the head, but no, it was legal.
Bridget Cassidy again, the playing fullback for the Kiwis, and just couldn't get that flick away. Good work by the Australian forward.
That was a great flick there by New Zealand, but obviously positioning perfect by Australian defence to stop that.
And it's very close to the goal tray. Oh, great work from Bronnie McKenzie, just finding a bit of space to clear it out, but still stuck on that back wall. The Australian backs working hard to push it back towards the safety of the corner. And let off the hook there, a little scare, but not out of the woods just yet, Arnie. The Kiwis are coming fast, and they want a goal while they're up this end.
Teams are getting better and better of defending in the corner, and it's a long way. That corner to the goal is a long way out. And as you see, you try too hard and you give possession back to Australia. Australia now takes it. Let's see what they want to do. They want to stay to the wall for the moment. That's fair enough. Deep in defence. And they're being pushed right back. I think both teams are settled now. Numbers are equal on the bottom. They've blown the cobwebs out, so now I think it's just going to be an arm wrestle between these two teams. As you see, both teams using this break in play to throw in some fresh legs. So you'll see a bunch of girls coming in and joining in on this set play by New Zealand. 6 out, tight on the right. That's a big flick.
Yeah, great big flicks here. I think it's mostly Bridget Cassidy putting those big flicks in where she's taking those free pucks. Now, number 2, Mel Patton, just clearing it, working hard to hold possession and clear it to the safety of her sub-bench. Still down. Gets a flick away. Fiona Walsh is there. She's got some space in front of her. Has she got the support inside? Unfortunately not. No one there.
A good run by Australia there, and started by Patton.
Oh, 3 people down, but called back. Oh, very frustrating for Lena there. Just called back for, is that an illegal, or a bit of barging?
I think initially on the wall there was a bit of a shoulder being dropped while she still travelled with the puck, and that'll be picked up. The refs are sharp on stuff like that.
Yeah, Bridget Cassidy using this opportunity to call a timeout for a team, just let them reset, Arnie, and after an unsuccessful foray into Australia's deep end of the half.
Look, just going back on the flicking, across the board, all the women's matches that I've noticed, the women are just so good at flicking now. I don't think there's much difference between the women and the men now. I've seen some corking flicks by ladies, 2 to 3 metres easy and consistently. So the skill difference between the men's and the ladies is very little now.
Yeah, just got some questions in the YouTube chat coming through, Arnie, and Blue Adventures. Yes, that is correct. Worlds will be switching to every 4 years for the senior teams. Age groups is still going to be every 2 years, and we're going to try and lock down Tristan Reynard, who's here for a bit of a chat during the week to clarify all those questions that may or may not have been clear from up the end of CMAS. Information doesn't filter down very well in under hockey because nobody reads their emails. So a bit of confusion, but we're going to clarify that by the end of this comp. Stay tuned for that as the timeout resumed. Bronnie McKenzie finds Chucky, not quite in good body position, but manages to still get back down and hold on the puck on that wall. Lena working hard behind her to push the puck up, and they need to start bringing it off. As we can see, Jane Gilligan there finding that.
That's a good movement inside. But there was good positioning by the Kiwi lady. And yes, you're right. Look, Tristan was the tournament director for many, many years for CMAS, so he's the perfect man to tell us what the plans are for the CMAS Worlds moving forward. So we've certainly got the right man here to give us that information. All right, New Zealand with the possession. Left-hand side, pretty close to their sub-bench. That was a high flick, was that?
Yeah, ricochet. I think it was off a shoulder, Arnie, but the refs haven't called it back yet.
No, they haven't. And they're certainly not playing, I think this just game on. And the Kiwis are looking like to open it up, or is that being forced across by
Yep, they found that winger down the outside. She's got number 12. Kelsey Miller on the inside, who's run back into the rest of the Australian back line.
The positioning by the Kiwi forwards is actually magnificent to chop off our switches. So they're doing really well. They've been well coached and well drilled.
New Zealand working their way back into the 6 metre D. They've got support down. Can they push their way through the Australians?
No, they've been forced back into the corner.
Oh, good under the body move there. Is that
is a nice swerve.
Nice move.
Nice swerve.
Jane Gilligan fighting on that far wall there. She's got
great
Fiona
support
Walsh
behind her.
Yep, she's got some numbers down.
Something's happened. Let's have a look what the referee saw. And again, players are very smart nowadays, certainly in the Masters grades, as they're not going to hang in there too long. They've got a relief just 20 metres away. So you'll see some players rushing in now.
Oh, hang on. A bit of confusion. Where's that player come from to take the... Was that a 2-on-1? Were they called on 2-on-1? I'm a bit confused, Arnie. Bridget Cassidy took that free puck. It wasn't her free puck, though. I think she sat there and thought it was.
It's a break by the New Zealander.
Yeah, that's the most obvious break I've ever seen. Unlucky, Bridget.
Great move. Almost tricked everyone. It's worth a try every so often, as long as you don't get kicked out for it.
That's unfortunate. The humiliation of being live on camera. She's also breaking there, but also being sent out for it.
But breaking on the very first occasion, usually you get a warning.
Yeah.
So that's odd.
And going to the wrong
referees.
sin bin as well. We maybe need a concussion check on Bridget. She's a bit dazed and confused.
Yeah, well, playing against Aussie women, easy to get concussed. They're all tough ladies. A nice switch by Australia. Wasn't stopped, but certainly this is what they pick up on swimming against players with his shoulder. But at the moment, they're letting it go.
And we can see a bit of a swarming open goal there. That's number 5, Marion Careza, getting a bust away and scoring that first goal this first half.
Movement.
Great goal, taking advantage of the sin bin. Bridget, the captain, I think she's going to be fuming, Arnie, as she let her team down with that silly error. But when she gets back to the water, she has time to compose herself.
I actually think Zoe Firth is a captain, but no, they've got it down as Bridget for this game. So they must be rotating ladies as captain, because the last match
bit of discrepancy
was
between
definitely
the live feed and the...
Yeah, but no, you're dead right. Bridget Cassidy on this game has been nominated as captain. Last game it was Zoe Firth. But again, fantastic for Australia to score a goal on the power play situation, 6v5. As a rule around this whole tournament, teams have been able to defend being one down very well, and teams have found it very, very hard to score on power play situations. So it's very, very good execution by the Aussie master women to really put that together and score inside that minute and a half.
Australia not taking their foot off the pedal. They want another goal before this half runs out.
Ooh, that's a good move and a fantastic sub. The timing on that sub was fantastic. But the initial foul stopped that surge. So New Zealand are back. They're back to 6, of course. So this is 6 on 6. Far right, 6 metres out for Australia.
Lena Planbeck, the experienced
Australian
Australian player.
Catch.
Yeah, big flick, but knocked down. And there's a bit of a bust away. This is Kelsey Miller, Arnie. Called back, very frustrating. She was away.
That looked like a straight
Ooh.
flick down. So that was all sticks. I don't know what the ref saw. But anyway, New Zealand are back. Australia are forward by another 3 metres. Maybe it was a break.
And Dan Hunt resuming with the free puck. Bit of numbers, forcing it creeping towards the goal tray. And another breakaway.
The camera can't even keep up with her.
But luckily, Dan Hunt got back there to steal that free puck or ref's timeout. Bit of confusion.
I don't blame anyone, but technical. I can blame the camera.
And
no worries, mate.
If we can get the out of water camera to just zoom in on the refs having a discussion. I'm not sure what they've seen. They've gone to the chief, over to the chief.
Well, it was a fast break,
yeah.
But it wasn't close enough to goal to even consider a penalty goal.
They've gone into their office near the deck ref.
There we go. Now we're...
If we can, anybody's got a lip reading, shout out in the comments what you think they're saying.
But it was a definite fast break situation, and there was no one between them and the goal, but it was certainly out more than 10 metres out from goal.
We've got a lot of Kiwi supporters in the chat, Arnie. Any Aussie supporters, make some noise, please. Let us know you're watching in.
And what are the Kiwi chatters
Yeah,
talking
lots
about.
of positive support, cheering on NZ. Let's go NZ. Let's get it back NZ. Lots of positive comments.
Oh, look, like you mentioned, that they haven't put a team together for many years. I think this team is very, very good, and I think they'll have more growth during this weekend than most others.
Okay, now the refs have made a penalty goal.
Look at that.
There we go. Controversy.
Look at that.
Bronny's not happy. She's not happy, Arnie. She's gone back to argue with the refs. And I don't know if she's the captain for this game. She's not allowed to do that. It has to be Jane Gilligan.
And Australia refusing to go back to their end. But the Kiwis have.
They're flabbergasted. There must have been again, with that camera just struggling to pan quickly. We kind of missed the infringement, Arnie, but
it was there on a fast break.
Yeah, it implied that
last man.
Yes, the
last man foul.
Yeah, fouling the player who's breaking away, and her name escapes me which player that was, but she would have scored if she wouldn't have been fouled. So
in fact, they put it down for number 0, which is normally the way when they haven't got a name. But I'm sure someone in the Kiwi camp is going to claim that sooner or later, for sure.
Oh, so 1-1, 1 minute to go in this first half. The Kiwis on another aggressive drive, Arnie, down the hey diddle diddle.
I tell you what, this has really given some impetus to the New Zealand camp. Getting a goal out of, well, I won't say nothing, it was there. Oh.
And Bronny McKenzie, great steal. She's got support outside, but goes back inside. And dispossessed now by...
But it's still in a dangerous area.
Yes.
Still in a very dangerous area, sort of 3-4 metres directly out in front of goal. And they're putting it 6 metres out directly in front. And from below, it looks like an Australian puck. So Australia decides to shut this down in the last few seconds of the half, and that should almost see it out. So there we are, half-time. Nothing
That's
in
an
this
exciting
Anzac
half,
clash.
Arnie. You know, both those goals came from...
Nothing really.
Yeah, nothing really. You know, a bit of confusion with the sin binning for the breaking, and then exciting goal. You know, when a penalty goal is awarded, it's always riveting.
From that distance, almost must have been 10 metres out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, look, yes, this New Zealand clash, as long as none of the girls play underarm, it should be all above board.
But other than those two infringements leading to those goals, Arnie, it's been quite a clean game, though.
Oh, no, totally. Totally clean game, totally open. Yeah, it's very exciting, a very good, clean match.
Is that your boss, Jason? Now, I'll just clarify our terminology for some of the Kiwi fans. We have different names for positions in Australia to New Zealand, Arnie. You know, we call our forward lines the front three, the forwards, and the people in the back, the backs. But New Zealand, and therefore there's a wing and a centre in the forward line. But for some Kiwis, the wing is what we call a half-back. So it might be a bit of confusion in the commentary.
Well, yes and no. Look, they've had very many types of structures over the years, but New Zealand's been very successful with a 2-3-1. So I can understand in the 3 line, the wing is the widest guy and behind the forward. So you could class that as a half-back.
A Kiwi winger.
So their zone is definitely different to Australian zone. We were 3-2-1 and they are 2-3-1. That is if they're playing that way.
Yeah, both teams obviously, you know, I'm sure they have a lot to say at half-time, Arnie. It's been a, pretty even half apart from those two amazing sequences of play led up to both those goals.
But definitely the Aussie girls, the Master girls, there was some steam coming out their ears after that call by the ref. They stood there in disbelief. So I hope they can settle, and because, yeah, you don't want to get rattled. And if they do settle, there's no reason why they can't take this match out.
What we do know so far, Arnie, that the top 3 so far in this Masters Women division is going to be tightly contested for a spot in the final. If
or the final 4.
Yeah.
you know, the final four are fighting out for that last match, and certainly I think both these sides are going to be in that top four without too much drama.
Yeah, we've got another. Luckily, we'll have another round robin to see them how they all match up against each other as they improve.
So there's always lessons learned in this double round robin. You're in the first one, so if things don't go your way, experiment and get ready for the second match. I'm guessing they're going to join the results. So if you lose by one and you win by one, it sort of, you know, cancels that out. So, yep. The referees having a bit of a chat to both teams of their concerns that they saw the first half. Very professional by these level 3 coaches.
Play about to resume here in the second half. 1-1 New Zealand versus Australia.
Last strike, it was matched. They were both as quick as each other. Let's see how this one goes.
Jane Gilligan.
Australia gets there first. Well done. But this wing catches that out. Look at that good stick work. Lifted the puck, moved it across. Number 6, very strong.
Yeah, great bust by Fiona to get back possession. And found Jane Gilligan there. And now Bronnie McKenzie finding Fiona Walsh back down again. She's got Jane on the inside. Can they initiate a forward switch? She doesn't. She goes go back to Fiona, just under the body work.
Is very, very good. That's a nice pass, but really straight back to our fullback, who gives a great pass to our centre. And it looks like it's just tic-tac-toe at the moment. Both lines are just giving it to each other. No one's stringing a couple of passes together.
Mel Patton, great work there. Very strong on the
tough.
bottom from Mel. She's busting down that wall. Almost got that puck back to Jane Gilligan. And Chucky comes in off the sub-bench. Busting through. She's making it a half break here. Can't. There we go. Find some support. Marion Kraser. She's looking for options. Goes wide to half back. And under the pump here now, Kiwis. Can the Aussies get some support down? It's sitting there waiting for someone to take it. Dan Hunt finds it, flicks it. Numbers down. Can they shovel it in? It's in the back wall. It's in the goal.
Yes. Referees confer it's a goal. Well done.
Great drive there from the Aussies. It's really a team goal there, Arnie. A few
definitely.
Players staying strong and getting down there for each other and doing a lot of great work to shovel that puck into that goal.
So in defence with the Kiwis, they should have not brought it back up the centre. They should have tried to clear to the side naturally. That's the standard way of shutting down a good movement like that by the opposing team. And New Zealand couldn't quite get it apart, get it away. So there you go. Aussie. Up.
New Zealand winning the strike, going left.
Going straight to the wall. Maybe wanting to change it up. Oh, they're bringing it back though. I think that's Julia Shimone.
Oh, unlucky there. She's got a pocket picked by Fiona Walsh. And Lena's there in support, but now the Kiwis starting to get back now. But have they got back in time? Bronnie flicks it at the goal tray.
I think it was too high. It bounced back out, but no, they've put it back.
Oh, that was unlucky. Gigi, she was having trying to do her best to clear it, had control of the puck, but just got hit there, blindsided by Fiona Walsh coming through, set up that drive for another quick goal.
And I think Fiona scored it.
Yeah, she finished it back off. Great work there. Second effort by Fiona Walsh.
At the moment, I think Fiona is the gun player at the moment. She's playing the best for Australia down that left wing. Fiona, is she a halfback or a wing?
She's playing wing, Arnie, but yeah, she's fresh. Well, not fresh because it's been 5 years, but she's come into this team from the elite women's team after many campaigns with them, and yeah, bringing that experience from the elite women's team into this
and energy
forward line. Exactly.
She's certainly showing more energy than anyone else on the pitch.
The Kiwis with a bit of fire in their bellies now. They want to get one
back.
They're
not happy.
Them kicking hard. The Black Fins.
Yes, they all got black fins, you're right. We have an infringement. Kiwis back, Aussies up. I reckon they're going to open this up. No, they've gone straight down the wall.
But it's still an effective move. Belinda Keeley doing great work, pushing it down the wall there. And she has Fiona Walsh pushing it forward. They've got a winger almost in the clear. Marion's almost in the clear. Finds her back. Bronny swimming into space. Lots of numbers down. The Kiwis under the pump again. The Australians really starting to pull them apart. Yeah, stretch them and
out.
open them up.
Really good recycling possession by the forwards and the backs in Australia. So let's see what New Zealand can do to answer those 2 goals.
Yep, Bridget Cassie's gone to the wall.
But lost possession straight away.
Great work there. Fiona Walsh, just great stealing whenever there's an opportunity.
She's in the right spot at the right time. So they're probably holding this to allow for a few girls, fresh legs to come in. And
great drive there by Gigi. Very strong on the bottom. I can see she switched into the Jards. She normally plays in Brières, but a bit more speed and power from Gigi playing in the Jards this competition than what she normally wears. And now the Australians responding with Chucky just busting it up that wall, using the wall as cover. As a right-handed player, very effective to try and bust up that wall if you're on the left. And the Australians need to be... Oh, is that an open goal, Arnie?
And
flicks it in.
Great work. That energy that Australia got from the sub-bench, Chucky and the others, they've all linked perfectly and scored that breakaway goal.
Marion Crazer just finishing off that drive, set up by Chucky. Good work there by whoever super sub for her. I think Chucky and Fiona Walsh are subbing together on that left wing. So great dynamic duo, the left wingers for this Australian Masters women's team. And the refs have called a timeout. They've sent someone out of the Kiwis after that last goal. We didn't quite catch that, but now the Kiwis under pump here, down to 5.
So a power play for Australia. I hope they're aware of that, because that certainly could change the way they approach this opportunity. So Lisa Thompson's been kicked out for a minute. And look at this, straight down the middle. Why not? Kiwis are doing really good on a mini break. They broke the line back then, and they're certainly looking good. They're on the right side, so when Lisa comes back in 20 seconds, she should fall straight back into the contest. But no, Australia says, I want to play over here.
Fiona Walsh finding some space on the outside, goes back to the middle, finding some support on the inside. Dan Hunt circles, finds Lena Plemblek, who tried to shovel it under a body to winger that wasn't there, but she's still down, Lena. And Bronny McKenzie fighting against a couple of Kiwis on the wall, still down. Manages to set it up for Chucky to come through. Can she get it? Yeah, great work by Chucky. She
is a super sub, old Chucky. She's created the impetus on the last few forward thrusts, old Chucky. Young Chucky.
And Bronny just picking the pocket there. Great initiating of a switch. And look, all that time and space Dan Hunt has now. The Kiwis really sucked into that far wall, which is, the way the Aussies want to play. They want to suck you into one side and release to the other side, Arnie, to create opportunities like this that we see.
Well, it's all about spreading the defence, so you find the space to get through as they are now.
The Kiwis let off the hook there. They were definitely under the pump after a great initiation of a switch from that far wall.
So Kiwis are definitely back to 6 men or 6 women. And so we're looking at a timeout by New Zealand.
Yeah, the Kiwis just taking this time out, Arnie. I'm sure they just want a chance to reset and consolidate and just work on that. Yeah,
they've worked so hard the last minute or two with a woman down, and makes a lot of sense. May as well use it in the second half, midway through, and let's see if they can charge the batteries up and see if they can get a goal back.
Yeah, you can see now on the overlay, you can see that 2-3-1 structure now from the Kiwis set up on the surface.
So yes, their wing is sort of like a halfback.
So they've taken that chance from the free puck to drive up that far wall, Arnie. It seems to be stagnated and a bit of a stalemate over there, but as we
they've
come
broken it out.
Fiona Walsh.
Who's this speedster? I don't know why she stopped. She could have gone the whole way.
Yeah, she could have dragged it, but it doesn't seem to. It almost didn't matter. Actually, no, maybe it did, because now they're
recycling possession.
Yeah.
But it looks like the Kiwis have got their hand on the puck, or I mean the stick on the puck, and shut it down in the corner. Does allow the Kiwis to get a fresh girl in.
Bronnie McKenzie's coming over the top there. Great steal, and second effort to swim it out and try and find her forward. But dispossessed. Number 11 from New Zealand, Zoe Firth. She's setting up a drive.
Oh, that was really an opportunity. If they can get it forward here.
And it's not over yet, Arnie. Bridget Cassidy was back down there, and there's still Kiwi players on the bottom, a couple of numbers down.
Oh, that they've got away with murder then. The Kiwis really look solid. And we've cleared.
Looks like Jane Gilligan swimming off into the shadows, and got some support now. Is this dangerous for the Kiwis? One of their players left to defend against some oncoming Australian women swimming at them.
Supporting that fast breakaway. And again, another line break.
Dan Hunt flicks it under Chucky's chin. She's just...
I think she hit her.
Yeah, she's still got it, Chucky, though. Finds Mel Patton.
And you know you'll get an effort out of her. This looks like it's going to be a goal.
Oh, great work there. That's only first, just beating 3 Aussie players to clear it, but Mel Patton lurking in the background. A shout out to Alana Mees in the comments. Your sister Kayla's doing some great camera work, working hard here at as a volunteer at the Gold Coast World Championships. And shout out to all the volunteers, commentators and camera people as well, who are joining us to help support and run this event.
So Australia's called a timeout late in the second half. They probably sensed that Australia was building, and yeah. Oh, Chucky probably wouldn't even felt it being hit on the chin.
That's what they call it, copying on the chin, Arnie.
Yes, but she's a tough old girl, that one. No one tougher in Australia, I don't think, when it comes to women hockey.
Timeout almost over here. And there's
arguably
a bit of confusion about what the call was. Jane Gilligan clarifying with the refs.
Trying to squeeze one out.
And Bridget Cassidy. Bit of pressure here. Gigi working hard, but just comes off the bottom there, and Lena's come in while fighting hard on the wall. Can't quite get a stick on that puck.
But the support in front by the forward has really helped hold that puck there.
Jane Gilligan looks to open it up
And
finds
says,
Marion.
I'm out of here.
Who's swimming off to the far side. Great. It's a forward switch under pressure, but they've managed to clear it to the far side.
So all the way across the court there was a chopping. So Kiwis are back. Australia's got the puck. Two minutes 30 to go in this match. Australia are fairly safe with the scoreline. They're just playing this out now, I'm assuming. And New Zealand may be trying a few things so they can work out how they'll go about trying to break the defence of Australia the next time they meet. Yep, they've got a free puck in front of goal, hard on the left-hand side. Let's see what they can do, how they set up, if they're going to change up things to break this tough defence.
Still numbers on the bottom. Was 6 on 6 there for a while on the bottom. And they've managed to find the puck, flick it in the middle. Can they squeeze through and get some good bottom position?
That's really close. That was a bit of a glove on the wall there.
The refs haven't seemed to pick it up yet.
He was late to get down on the goal line there, this ref. But they can't see anything that they're not in position to see. So no wonder they work so hard on referee fitness, because as the game gets quicker, if they can't keep up with the game, they can't see what's going on.
But they're doing a great job so far, Arnie, the referees.
No, they are. We've got the best refs in the world here, and it's been a really smooth tournament when it comes to the referees.
As we come back to the underwater camera, Fiona Walsh swimming away. She's just beating Gigi. Can she get a late breakaway with 1 minute to go? Doesn't look like anyone's going to catch a Gigi. Doing her best in the yards, but
she's got
Fiona Walsh.
She's got this.
Breakaway. And great work. Just swimming it all the way to that tray, Arnie, and finishing it off. And you can hear a lot of cheering outside.
I don't think Fiona's going to move from there. I think she'll stay there for the rest of the match.
But she's still got some energy. Very fit Fiona. Swim back to the sub bench.
Yeah, I heard her shout out that she needed the Oxyviva. It's good to see some of our girls have got some real pace. And that is going to be very dangerous in the finals, I think.
Now, Arnie, we might get one quick strike in and a bit of a tussle, but that's probably going to be it for us. Now, obviously, the Australians have raced away in the second half, but when you think about the first half,
it was
not much
tight
in it. I think the next time they play each other in the second round robin, it's going to be much closer. The New Zealand's going to work on those little silly errors. You know, they only conceded one goal, I guess, in the first half, but they'll know what to expect the next time they come up against them.
Well, not only are they thinking about New Zealand, but they're also thinking about France. So, you know, tidying up these things is to tidy up against all teams. So, yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Jack Penrose. I was expecting to see some wobbegong action from the Wollongong players, but they're just on opposite sides of the court, and Andrea sitting out this game, I think. Arnie, if we're going to award a player of the match, I don't think Fiona had a great game, but I think she was helped by her super sub partner. So I want to nominate both the left wings, Chucky and Fiona Walsh, as players of the match.
I'll
did exceptional.
back that. Chucky didn't score the goals, but she created them.
Laying a platform.
Yes.
A great game. 5-1, finishing off in the first Anzac test of this World Championships, with a few more to go in the other divisions, and we've got another Anzac test coming up between these teams later in the second round robin. We might leave it there, Arnie. We've got a big day of commentating left in us. Thanks all for watching.
Well done, Ben.
Thank you.